Thank you, everyone. As you've heard, this final speech is not a best man speech as such, as the honour of best man belongs to Dan, who I think we can all agree has done a wonderful job today. He's wise beyond his years. Dan thought it sensible not to stand here and roast his dad, and strangely I willingly volunteered instead. Seriously, Dan, it's been wonderful to catch up with you these past few months, playing darts, shooting the breeze. It's just been a great experience to see the man that you've become. You're a credit to your parents, you've done your family proud, so remember this day and return the kindness next time we're at the Ocky, eh? Also, before I begin Dave's character assassination, it's traditional to say a thank you to the bridesmaids for all their hard work today. Ladies, you've performed your duties diligently. You're not in front of me anymore, but there you go. You look fantastic, only being outshone by the beautiful bride herself. Well, I've known Dave for a very, very long time. I first met him at a Christian music event called Virtual Christmas back in 1998. As musicians ourselves, we bonded over a shared delusion that somehow, having only just met and not knowing anything about each other or our relative musical talents, that we could be better than most of the bands on show. History's not been kind, has it, Dave? They say that opposites attract. Well, I was a charming, witty, intelligent Manchester City supporter. And Dave, well, let's just say that Dave supports Man United. Now, in those days, Dave went by the nickname Danger, which, looking back, is a really strange title for a man whose definition of danger appeared to include having anything other than a chicken tikka masala with rice and naan at the Indian, or sleeping naked whilst in shared accommodation. Yes, I'm one of the few lucky people in this world who has had the privilege of waking up to the crack of Dave. Well, during those early years of our friendship back in the early noughties, I'm going to say that as the slightly older, more magnetic personality, Dave followed me around a bit, from Manchester to Sheffield, from Sheffield to Knutsford. And it was during this time in Knutsford that Dave came to live with me. And so, Heather, I got to understand the true honour of what it is to live with Dave. Now, things may have changed. It was a while ago. But back then, Dave wasn't what I would call a domestic goddess. I think Nigella would have had her work cut out. Pretty much every time it was Dave's turn to cook tea, we would be treated to pie and chips. That was it, for 2 years. And I'll put my hand up and admit, I'm a bit of a clean freak, okay? You know, tidy house, tidy mind, I'm that kind of guy, you know? But is it really unreasonable to expect someone to do the dishes at least once a week? Or maybe help clean the house at least once a month? Or even just wash their bed linen at least once a year? Is that unreasonable? Heather, you're going to have to make this decision. Well, domestic issues aside, we persisted in our ambition of being a band. And of course, the first job for any aspiring musicians is to come up with a name. And so whilst thumbing through Trevor and Simon's stupid book, and apologies here to anyone under the age of 40 who didn't grow up watching Going Live when Philip Schofield was all right, Dave came across the question, what is Boravan? What is Boravan? Is it a warm, milky, late-night drink? Is it a chocolate bar? Or is it a mobile phone? Mobile home, sorry. Yeah, not a phone. They didn't have them in those days, did they? No. Well, the answer given by Trevor and Simon was, in fact, that Boravan can be whatever you want it to be. So it became the name of a band. The band that launched Zero Careers. Over the next few years, with numerous different bandmates, playing in numerous insignificant and obscure venues, Boravan finally didn't make it. But you know what? A little bit of Boravan lives on inside all of us who were there. I think part of the problem was that whilst Dave was the drummer, he was and is a bit of a frustrated frontman. A kind of Phil Collins, Ringo Starr, if you like. So, you know, Dave actually likes nothing more than to be the centre of attention and be in the limelight. Unfortunately, not helping with the stereotype of drummers not being the sharpest tools in the shed, when Dave was told therefore he should be a bit more like Karen Carpenter, he went and started his own joinery business. Well, in all seriousness, Dave wasn't just the heart and soul of the band, but he is the heart and soul of any party, of any occasion, of any moment, no matter how mundane. Like he did in the band, Dave brings the groove. He gets you to move and feel things. His easy manner and sense of fun makes everything just that little bit better. You know, Heather, I've always known that my life is better with a little bit of danger in it. And I know and hope that yours will too. I feel honoured to call Dave my friend, and just as he's been there for me, I'm always going to be there for you guys. Well, just before I finish, can I leave you with this one little bit of advice from God's word? Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9 says this: 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, 2 will withstand him. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. The writer of Ecclesiastes there is acknowledging that universal truth that it is not good for us to be alone. And though there are wonderful blessings and benefits of being in close, committed relationships with one another, particularly in a marriage, any relationship that invites Jesus into it as that third strand will not, as Ecclesiastes say, be quickly broken. So Heather and Dave, as you build your lives together, my hope and prayer is that you will also be building on the foundation of Jesus, investing in your relationship with him, inviting him to be that third strand of your marriage. Well, that's all from me. All that's left is to invite you all to stand once more, charge your glasses, raise them with me, and let's toast to Dave and Heather. We wish them well for the future and hope they enjoy a long, happy and fruitful marriage. To Dave and Heather.